Today is April 8th, and we are going to talk about the baseball team they call the Yankees. What do we like? What do we not like? What have we learned? Where are we leaning?
Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steaming hot takes.
What are we listening to?
Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talkin' Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talkin' Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. BBD producing in the corner. No Boone today because all of the games got switched to day games, which makes the schedule a nightmare. And I don't know if we fully shared this with you guys, but we will be doing not every single week with Boone this year. There will be times we take a week off for this reason or West Coast trip or stuff like that. Jake is wearing a speckled Rowback hoodie, which I really enjoy. All the colors on that hoodie. It's like all my favorite colors combined on one hoodie. How are you, Jake?
James Davis in a new John Boy Media Collection shirt. Jim, John Boy Media Collection hat, his own designing, and a Cole's Yankees sweatshirt.
Oh, I designed the shirt I'm wearing too.
Okay.
A lot of people keep asking me where I get the sweatshirt. Every time I post a video, people are like, "Where'd you get it from?" And I'm like, "Kohl's." And I can't find it on Kohl's website or anything, so maybe someone just left it at the Kohl's I went to, and I bought it. It is nice. I like it.
One of those. A Harry Potter.
It says
thing.
like New York Essentials on it,
Yeah,
if
design.
that helps somebody search.
Things
I
that
designed
you have
things
missed.
Oh.
And that might be what we're covering a little bit this episode. I'm excited. Yesterday was weird. 3 p.m. Monday. What are we doing?
I mean, 2 1 o'clock games in the cold in Detroit. I'm not into it.
I'll say this. I do think the early chatter from the beat reporters and everyone on X, that this game has a little more juice because 1 p.m. just feels more natural. And it's so cold that it feels like something. Like all the beat reporters are like, today the sun's out, but it is cold, which I kind of like that. I think they turn the knob up a little more, makes it a little more extreme. That I might not, because it's Tarek Skubal, that I could not like everything I see today. But 1 p.m. with some sun, let's do it. Let's win. Let's beat a good pitcher. That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
That could be on the concerns list.
To beat a good pitcher. They had Burns beat. They beat Peralta. Gallen shoved. But let's beat a good pitcher. 3 o'clock, shadows, snowing. There's so many elements at play. Felt weird. Not making excuses. They played really lackluster, but we'll detail that tomorrow's episode.
Right.
Today we're just kind of doing a little more big picture stuff. Big picture stuff. Nailed it. More big picture stuff than before. Some learnings. Let's start with the one that you and I both talked about, and then we can get into some of the concerns. The easiest one is Rice is way more athletic and faster than we thought or knew.
Yeah, I think we've each gone through, I think a couple weeks apart, we both did just like fully around the horn, looking at every position and even the unathletic positions becoming athletic, like Rizzo to Goldie. Ben Rice, which we didn't know what to do with Ben Rice before the season, and then it was like, okay, he's a lock to make the team. That kicks out Dom Smith. He's looked amazing in spring. He's looked amazing to start the season. And the sprint speed, which it's not a perfect metric, just like every metric, but it gives you an idea of how fast a guy can run. He's currently 70th percentile, which that's like quick corner outfielder. And it passed the eye test pretty good on that triple yesterday. Like the legs were actually moving between long striding and then that moment of like, I shouldn't be going for triples, right? And then it's like, no, dude, go get the triple. We can look past the getting picked off third. Good life lesson there. But Ben Rice, which he's hitting second
frozen
today.
In the cold.
Rice?
On third base, he was frozen.
He got frozen in the cold. Jake Rogers' mustache got him a little bit.
Warm.
Ugly face after.
Yeah.
Ugly face.
We
after.
tweeted that from Talkin' Yanks, and it was necessary. people needed to see it.
That was very much.
I watched that back because Biebs is filming vlog footage, and I was like just thinking about like whatever, Rice, good triple. And then I kept thinking like, wait, actually 1 out, you score on a fly ball. Like, what are you doing? Like, why you even leave the bag? We don't need you to score on a pass ball or something like that.
Right.
And then I rewatched it again, and I more so credit Rodgers. Like Rice got frozen.
What is that? That's rooted.
Yeah.
That's take my daughter to prom. I might kill you.
I mean, it's
stuff.
Ron Swanson's evil younger brother.
So evil.
Yeah.
And that's normally not who he is.
No. But he can do that. Him and Chafin hanging out together. Ooh, they've been a battery before. Anyway, Rice got frozen. But yeah, he's the triple was nice. Detroit, it was also a nice hit. Like was that a homer in other stadiums?
Oh, haven't seen the 2 out of 30 homer graphic. But yeah, that's why Detroit's one of the triple parks every year. But yeah, the overall athleticism and even, I guess on the margins, the guys we haven't expected to be athletic have felt so good.
Yeah, and I detailed some of those stats last episode. Just like the first to third is double.
Right.
The first to home on a double is double.
Do we think we're being dumb a little bit? Because a lot of the games the Yankees winning are the games that they hit tons of home runs.
Well, I think that being able to do stuff between homers will help them. They couldn't do that last year.
Sure.
And the bottom of the lineup being good.
Right.
I think, it's early
Right.
sample size, but it's all we can do.
Right.
But like right now, I was looking at the splits. MLB batting leaders by team splits, and the Yankees 7 through 9 hitters. It might have changed, but they were top of the pack.
Right.
And they are now, Philly, did you overtake them? In OPS, no. The Yankees 7 through 9 hitters are the best. They have a 304 batting average, a 381 on base, 580 slug, 961 OPS. So that's good. Last year, their 7 through 9 ranked out as like 15th or 16th, which is really good.
It's passed the eye test, obviously, because the stats are there. Yeah, I guess it's so funny in the first 10 games to do this, but in the 6 games the Yankees have won, they've hit 21 home runs, which everyone knows that math. That's 4.2, 4.15. Everyone knows the math on it.
Everyone knows that math.
In their losses, 4 losses, they have 4 homers. So currently in their wins, they're hitting 4.15 homers per game. All right. And in their losses, they're hitting 1 homer per game.
What are the numbers?
So
I'll do
the
math.
analytics guys would love that. Oh, you guys
Homers,
want
yeah.
more athletics?
But getting guys on base, like the reason they lost game 1, spoiler, I know it's not the recap episode, is not because Rodon threw 1 bad pitch and gave up a home run. That's kind of bothering me. I've heard it 3 times now, okay? Here's a little mini rant. I heard it 3 times because I was watching a lot of the it was another game, another team where I was watching. No, it wasn't. It was Flaherty. It was Flash said this about Rodon's second start.
Okay.
And then Rodon said it about his start. And again, it's third season. I'm not fully complaining. I like Los, and I appreciate that he's been battling. More on that later. But they keep saying, like, 2 bad pitches. Like, no, dude. You walked guys, and there's bad pitches involved in the walks, and that's why it wasn't a solo. If you give up a solo home run, you can say it was 1 bad pitch. But if you're walking guys, and that solo home run is a 3-run shot because you walked the 2 guys before him, that's not 1 bad pitch.
Right.
Because you walked the other guys. So we're kind of like, that was bothering me. Flash said it, maybe it wasn't about Carlos, but he said it in a broadcast, and I just had like a dog head tilt, like, no.
Right.
He was like, 3 bad pitches, otherwise really get out. I was like, no. Like, he gave up the hits and the walks that led to the homers. So I'm kind of like out on people saying that. Now, I do agree. Rodon had good stuff that game. but he gets himself in trouble with the walks.
Yeah, I think if this is, I don't know if Rodon concerns end up on our list, but Rodon clearly, his mental approach to the game is different than a lot of starting pitchers. I know we talked a little about no Under Armour, no sleeves yesterday, kind of coming out alpha mode. Oh, we're playing cold ball. I'll come out here and do it. Also, I mean, he clearly lost his composure a little bit when he didn't get that strike 3.
Did you
That like, okay, if you're gonna one bad pitch me, well, you then, even if you wanted to do that, well, you made that bad pitch because you lost your headspace again, and we've seen you lose your headspace.
I'm fine with Rodon like feeling that way because he did pitch better than the results. I don't think he's using it as an out to say that.
Right.
But I just think it's not actually a telling thing. Did you hear because sometimes I know we had a busy day, you listen to the recaps as well that MLB puts together, and they do a good job on those.
Yeah.
Did you hear the
product.
White Sox announcers
Mm-mm.
on before the 3-run home run? Kind of what you're saying right now. Let me just pull it up. They predicted it basically. And it's kind of like this is Rodon's 3rd year, but it's like hearing other announcers be like, "Oh, I know this guy," is a little bit like, "Oh, okay."
And there's ball 4.
That's K, but it'll come.
All 4.
The Yankees might have a little conversation.
John Flaherty.
That is Carlos Rodon saying that's bad. Bruce Dreckman behind the plate looked like a pretty good pitch on a 3-2 count, not get the call.
Having watched Carlos Rodon quite a bit during his White Sox days, I can tell you this is the type of inning that can sometimes get under his skin.
Now we're back to the top of the order. Justin Henry Malloy, the DH.
And then he gives up a 3-run homer, and it's kind of like, okay, so this is known now by a lot of teams. Like when he started chirping with that umpire,
Right.
I was like, come on, man.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, that's almost got to be in the, Cole had his distraction level for a little bit and then overcame that.
There was something that Cole worked on right before he won the Cy Young, and he said it.
Right.
Yeah.
The fighting, anyone almost want to start a fight with Billy Crystal, you got to take a step back. You got to take a step back, and you got to think about that. If you're Rodon, I don't know. I'd love to get his perspective on it because it's funny. The couple times we've bumped into him, he's pretty low key cat. Like, kind of flatline demeanor a little bit. That we saw him after his first playoff game where he went Looney Tunes, and he came back the next game and was like, okay, I can't go Looney Tunes. I guess if this has been a thing over the years that broadcasts are talking about it, opposing broadcasts, you wonder where that's at. And I guess I also just wonder, early season, cold game, all that stuff. Rodon currently, he's had 3 starts, so a lot of starters haven't, but leading the league in walks, which you don't even, control
The
with
league?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the team.
No, the league.
How many guys is he walking?
So he's walked 9 guys. It's 3 starts. A lot of starters haven't had 3 starts.
3 starts, yeah. And he's pitched a lot of
In 10.
innings, so I understand that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not alarming, but his walk rate is currently, up almost double from last year. So 3 starts, cold games, figuring it out. Wasn't supposed to be opening day. I think if you wanted to, you could do a few of these things that make you tilt your head and you're like, okay. But, yeah, I don't know. Rodon, we've done a lot of Talkin' Yanks episodes about talking about Rodon, and I feel like control has never been, it's just like, is his stuff good or not?
Yes.
So
I think he's trying to figure. I think he's. We're seeing someone learn how to pitch again.
Yeah.
Because he's not fastball slider, and he's trying to get outs with his secondary pitches in the zone, which is kind of what that walk was. I think it was a slider below the zone that he wanted called. He usually throws that for swing and miss. So we're seeing the frustrations and the learning curve. So hopefully by the end of the season, or even as we go, he's kind of gotten more comfortable and mastered the new style, because the 4-seam fastball, he can't just throw it and beat guys anymore.
Yeah, and that's, I guess if we're doing concerns, that could be on there. The 2 years Carlos Rodon was elite, his fastball sat 95.5, currently sitting 93.5.
Yeah, it's down. That was another talking point.
So,
well, that brings us to the other, my biggest concern that I think is everyone's concern. Like, I don't know where the yellow flag was, if we established where the yellow flag was before the season started on the starting pitching. Obviously, it might have been up already with Carrasco and Warren in the rotation.
What were we talking about that the lifeguard the lifeguard had the flag?
I was
in his
looking
bag?
for it. I forget what we were talking about.
Everyone remembers.
But
okay.
I think that was serious.
That was about the defense.
Oh, Goldie at first.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that was
yes.
the opening day,
Oldie at first.
opening series, and old guys and
That flag
Five-hour
is still in. Like, I haven't taken that out. I haven't even looked for it again since.
I don't need that flag.
Yeah. So the starting pitching, the rotation, it might have been out for a lot of people. I think it was already out because you got injuries. Cole's
You lost
gone.
Garrett Cole. You lost
Yeah.
Lucille.
So I don't know if for some people, like some people might tell me I've changed the flag to red already. And I don't think I would argue that. I think it's, people can have that, and I might. I don't know. But my flag's waving. It's in the breeze.
Sure.
It's a yellow flag. Not because of results that much, because of innings. No one is giving them innings. Rodon is the only one that's finished the 6.
Yeah, I guess for me, even like we just covered Rodon, and I think there's going to be some learning curves, but he also, going into an ice game yesterday, knowing that like innings was the priority almost. Like, he still got 6 innings, which
I'm happy with him.
Right.
As everyone else.
yeah, I would just say overall pitching depth, and where we've given compliments to the Yankees pitching staff before, and Matt Blake for even tapping into guys in the bullpen, like, the Ottavino stuff, pretty wild. Ryan Yarbrough is where he's at in this career. In his career, he's out there to eat innings, and hey, here's a day we need 3 from you, kid, and he can go do that. He's a pro, and it's some funk. Yogo, like, I don't. Has there? Okay, I want to phrase this properly. For a Yankees prospect-ish that's been around, half cool nickname. I haven't seen Yankee fans, I don't want to say less excited for a guy, but like,
Yeah, are we supposed to be excited? I don't even know if I've ever had
No.
supposed to be excited about him. Vibes.
but that's the point. Like, I think for any Yankees guy that's a young guy that makes the team, and it's like, oh, hey, we got this new young guy in the bullpen. Let's see. Like, I don't think there's even that,
Yeah, I don't know. Have we ever had that for a reliever? Like, I'm trying to think who might have had that. That's like come up from the minors as a reliever. I feel like it's usually not that.
I mean,
You know
I
what I mean?
I can go through team by team again. I don't know if that's good
No, I mean, on the
podcasting,
Yankees,
so.
like they don't promote like relief. Like Jabba might be the last one.
Well, that's a whole different ilk. I'm just saying any young pitcher joins a team and you're like, okay, let's see it. Davey Garcia joined the team and we were like, okay,
But he's a
let's see
starter. I'm saying
it. Right, but Yogo was too.
he was.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
He
never
at
knew-
one
This is what
point
I'm
had
saying.
some
This
shine,
is
but-
exactly what I'm saying.
Yes, I just don't get excited for any Yankees reliever that gets up.
Yeah. Well, I think that's part of the problem. I don't know how feels like a lot of other teams are tapping into, oh, there's this guy coming up, he throws 100 and watch out for this. Like, I mean, even who was his name? The guy that they loved, they traded for
Keel's the
Trevino.
last one that I remember being pumped about.
Who'd they trade for Trevino, and then they DFA'd him, and then they picked
Albert
him?
Abreu.
Even Abreu is like, hey, this guy throws hard if he figures it out.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
The
I'm
stuff
not,
was
I'm
cool.
not saying hype is like Dominguez or anything like that. I'm saying a talented arm in the bullpen that, like, hey, for a month, if this guy kicks in a gear, he could be nasty.
I think the issue is Yogo has only pitched in times where you don't have to actively watch anymore. Like
Yes.
up 5, down 4, up 10. Like, he's kind of been the white flag of intense watching for a lot of fans. Like I've watched him pitch, but I haven't been honed into his pitch mix or what he's doing at all. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I looked
demand
it
my
up for the
attention.
first time. 93 mile per hour four seamer, sweeper, curve.
That's not exciting on paper.
No. I mean, hey, go Yogo, go Yogo, go. You've been saying around the office, but yeah, I don't know. I I mean, dude, we're like Carlos Carrasco's going up against Tarek Skubal today. Will Warren, prospect, and we've seen development, but what does that mean for this year? That getting Clark back is going to feel good.
Yes, but he's not going to give us innings either.
But yeah, I mean that the depth in each side of the pitching, which if
Max Fried needs to give us innings. That's basically what it comes down to. Like if he had also completed 6 innings twice, I think that's such a different feel to have 2 guys. And they're giving him the pitches. He's thrown like 98 pitches, 94. That should be enough for him to get deep into games. But he hasn't.
The defense screwed him the first game.
It's true.
And then, last game was 5.2. So I don't know. I think for me it's the depth pieces that the Yankees think they're really good at, which I think bullpen-wise they are. I mean, tapping into depth starting pitching doesn't really happen in a lot of teams ever, although Luis Hill was like incredible last year. But he also throws 100 with like a crazy changeup that also he developed a crazy slider off of that. So, especially if any other injuries were to come up, I don't know. You'd love to see them make even a semi-impactful move somewhere, because right now they don't have the depth on either side that the innings. Like sometimes a good bullpen can help catch up your rotation, or a good rotation could help catch up your bullpen, and it's like neither side is really helping.
They're going to be in it for a little, because who the hell are they going to even? There's no one they can go grab that would. They would just grab an innings eater right now. Like they would grab someone else from AAA. Like who was that? Who was the guy with the long ass name that was on the Orioles for a while? Asher Wojciechowski. Like they grabbed him and he made 2 starts that year. Like that's what we're looking at. Because you're right, Warren and Carrasco are the depth. There's no one in AAA that they would bring up.
No.
Yeah,
So
true talent level. The next one up, I think, is Winans, who's hurt, and also talent levels to complement.
I guess what's going on with Matzik?
I believe I saw a Boone quote yesterday that said like end of April, they think. Obliques are weird.
Because I guess even if I look at AAA, like even Yerry De Los Santos was someone we heard like throws a hard sinker. And it's like, okay, we've seen some success with that. Matzik was a guy we like brought in to be a part of the team, and the Yankees were in on. So
I'm not that worried about the bullpen, because I think I think they have enough pieces to shake it out.
Hammy comes back today. Like if
and Loaiza is on his way. Like,
I guess that's Hamilton could come back and give us a good 3 weeks and be like, all right.
Like I think the bullpen has enough pieces. It's just about figuring out how they get used, where they get used, and giving them enough breaks. I think the starting pitching, I don't know how we survive July.
Are you talking about the bullpen budget?
Bullpen budget. I think that because the trade deadline's where you're trying to get to. And I'll finish this thought after this break. Let's talk about comfort where it matters most. Your underwear. Skims feel good. I'm wearing a pair on my head right now. The other day, I wore my pair of Skims on my other area where you wear your underwear, and I felt put together. I felt comfy the entire day. Skims is the official underwear partner of the NBA, the WNBA, and USA Basketball, and the brand known for revolutionizing shapewear. They've launched a line of men's underwear that's about to change your daily routine. Skims offers 3 distinct fabric prints, each designed with your needs in mind. Their cotton blend provides lasting comfort for everyday wear, while the stretch fabric gives you that perfect fit that moves with you. That had to be what I was wearing the other day. I got home and I was like, man, I still feel like I could do stuff. And then I was like, oh, it's probably these Skims I'm wearing. They also have the wick away stuff, so your sweat is not even a factor. Light compression for your workouts. Shop Skims Men's at skims.com. Let them know we sent you. After you place the order, select podcast in the survey and select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. Thank you, Skims. Trade deadline is when you can solve problems, is what I'm saying. Sure. And you're not going to be able to trade for that much until around that time of year. And I think they'll be relievers then, like to add on. And I think that the names they have in the bullpen and who they are, we can survive till then. The starting pitching, I don't think we can survive. I don't know how we get through July without adding names or tapping into something, because I don't think Heel's coming back till like late July, the earliest. So I have no idea how we get through April with this rotation. Like I guess my red flag is up. I guess that's what I'm saying. My red flag, because what the bullpen budget is getting taxed byproduct by the rotation. So yeah, it's more like the domino effect of just not having guys that can get you innings. You know.
Yeah, I guess I've got my yellow flag by my side. Just because, like, okay, Max Fried could go out and shove tomorrow. Detroit Tigers, cold day. Hope so.
Yeah.
Rodon, we talked about. In a couple days, Clark Schmidt will be back. Like, innings-wise, that might not feel great to start.
Yeah.
But, dude, Clark was really good last year. Like, I guess it never felt fully real because it was so early in the season that it was like, okay, is this real? Is this real? Then he got hurt. It was late in the season. We didn't see him come back, and it was like, damn, Clark had a good half season of baseball last year. Yeah, you wish Will Warren got off to a hotter start, that it was like, instead of everyone being like, hey, Cookie Carrasco, pleasure to meet you. Best of luck on your ways. You're a Yankee for life, pal. Everyone's like, oh, so we're sending Warren down, right? I wonder, I mean, dude, it's still April 8th. Like, I don't think teams are trading anything.
No, not at all. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm worried about it. Because Clark is, unless he takes a big step up in length, you need 4 innings of bullpen every Clark start, which is a lot.
Right.
And Max and Rodon need to go like 7 then. Just like someone like someone needs to offset that in the rotation. And Rodon has been doing a good job. The results have been there. But if he got the offensive support that Max Fried was getting, it'd be a much different Rodon story. So I'm worried about the innings. Unless you go like Cookie and Warren as like a bulk, and that is what you do to get 6 innings without tapping into your bullpen.
Right.
Or Yarby. He's the traditional bulk guy. Like, you're going to start, that's where they're going to start having to punt games by doing bulk days if pitchers don't start getting through 6 innings.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't survive having 4 innings of relief every night.
Hopefully this is a week 2 problem, and Rodon has been getting the innings, just not the final results. Fried should be there, but the rest of it, you're going to need one outlier Stroman start where he gives you 7. You're going to need, Clark's got to be sharp. I guess that'll be the scary moment. If Clark comes back, if the stuff's not sharp, then you've got some major problems.
Yeah.
But it could be. Clark was really good last year. I know we haven't like fully input that.
He's good. He how many times did he get through the 6? Twice, maybe?
I think like the 2 starts right before he got hurt. We're like, oh, he's finally doing that reliably.
So 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. It's 4 innings of bullpen a night.
Right.
Which can be taxing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else? Defense, that was a question Beebs had. How do we feel about the defense right now? They're turning double plays. Jazz botched one yesterday. That was a bummer. Cabrera botched one yesterday. That was a bummer. I don't know. Maybe we just like butter knife cold weathered games out of defense at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think we landed in a fine spot with our original yellow flag defense, because that was also Pablo Reyes' start at third that we axed that. And then it was Goldie, which there was a ripple effect from Rizzo. That no, man, the defense has been good. And hey, I mean, I don't know if you're a knock on wood person or whatever you like to do, but Dominguez,
yeah, he's been fine, right?
Blending in, routine is routine.
He's the first series he had some like bobbles and like the bounce arounds. He made a nice one 2 games ago,
and it's been good. It's been good booning by Boone, if I will. That he's turned everyone's question like, can Dominguez hang in left field? He's like, I think Dominguez can be a good left fielder.
Yeah,
and that's pretty good. That's pretty good because he's athletic enough. That if you had told us a couple weeks, okay, what would the concerns coming into the start of the season be? I think starting pitching would have hit the list because, again, lost Cole, Heel, and no Clark to start the year, which that's 3/5 of your rotation.
Yeah. Yeah, the yellow flag was definitely up to start the year.
Yes, for the starting pitching. I mean, where would like Dominguez's defenses have landed?
That was loud the first 2 weeks, and the idea, idea that it was bad, it was so scary. That's what I presented at one point. Like, just like, man,
Right.
if it is, it's
Right.
such a big problem. But in actuality, as spring went and he got more comfortable, he's just a little hesitant sometimes.
Yes.
But he's making the plays.
Yeah.
And with the Yankees not being stubborn and being like, Trent exists, we'll get him in the game at the end of games.
Yeah.
I actually feel way less
Yeah.
concerned now because I'm like, oh, they're going to handle this.
Yeah. They're thinking about it.
Which we never saw them like kind of do when they had weak spots before.
It's way too early to do this.
How many times did Glaber come out of the game for defense? Like at the end, did they do it a couple times? They would like, it would be like they pinch run for Glaber and then they got Cabrera at second. It wasn't just straight up.
By the bookkeeping, it was never a defensive replacement.
How worried they were about Glaber and Verdugo's feelings last year was a mistake. It
Yes.
was a massive mistake.
Yes.
Well, we might lose him. Okay. I guess there's the half point for Glaber because he hit so much by the end, but also win games. Anyways,
You're letting him walk anyway.
there could be
The 4 through 9. I have a lineup update after you say that.
in the Talkin Yanks group chat, over the past couple years, there's been some highs and lows and all of it, just like your Yankees group chat, that I remember one fierce argument over Yankees player development, mostly during the 2023 awful season, that let's not get ahead of ourselves because a lot of the numbers are still funny business numbers from the Yankees putting up 20 runs a game against the Brewers and things like that. Ben Rice, Volpe, Wells, both Oswalds playing well. We had, I don't know, there was pretty heated both ways. And the other thing that's tricky is that to actually measure the Yankees player development, you'd have to go look at every other team's player development, compare it. And then you also have to factor in that the Yankees are one of the 5 teams that go out and sign players regularly, that they don't allow players to be developed, which we've debated a lot. Currently, very early start, but Yankees player development, and maybe there is something that evolved from firing the exit velo is the only thing that mattered, Yankees player development. A lot of these guys were a part of that at one point. But
Dominguez was birthed in that.
right. That I don't know. There's small feathers forming in the Yankees player development cap, and they're like, where'd these feathers come from?
Rice has been good. Dominguez is like interesting. Like I want to see the baseball IQ. I want to see them develop guys that know how to play the game in between the game. Oswaldo has been the best at that. Cabrera, as far as like he can play a lot of positions, he kind of keeps his head about him. Volpe, I think. Well, we'll see. On defense, he's good. Him and Jazz were a mess, and Glaber were a mess on cutoff throws. That's something I haven't actually like peeked into this year that I would be interested in. Is in the Dodgers. I said it during the playoffs in the whole season, and then the Dodgers came out and said it afterwards. Like every time the ball gets thrown in from an outfielder, they have no idea where to be or where it's going, and it literally cost them game 1.
Ha ha! World Series.
I haven't like noticed that, so maybe like the Boone told us that Little League World Series game, Dominguez throws the wrong base, and then the next game, Judge threw the wrong base, and we asked him, and he's like, that's kind of just like getting relayed poorly from the infield. I'm like, okay, well, that's the captain of the whole defense.
Right.
So I'll start tuning into that, I guess.
Yeah.
Relay throws.
I only saw one bad relay throw where I had like a moment of gasp just because to see like where the base runner was, but they weren't pursuing anything. So, but yeah, also hasn't been going from a Yankees game where you notice the defense every game to Yankees games where you don't notice the defense every game. That is nice.
That is really nice.
And like flipping the line. Like the Yankees went so analytical, and this is obvious, that they got away from some of the baseball isms that just transfer, flipping the lineup. Take the extra base. Run well.
Run well. Don't get frozen on third.
Make the plays. All the home runs count.
Jazz has been good. The flip yesterday in the cold stunk, but other than that.
Hates the cold.
It's
This is real cold. This isn't baseball cold.
No, it's really cold. They've had 9 throws from the outfield to the infield.
Okay.
Do you want to watch them?
Whoa, get ready for the season ahead with quality shades built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company offering a world-class product rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. You know what? It might be 300,001 because I'm wearing my Shady Rays right now. I wear them pretty much every day. They become part of my signature because they are my signature. Thanks to Shady Rays, they made some Jimmy and Jake pairs. They've got a whole collection. Go check it out at shadyrays.com. And with code YANKS, 35% off your next pair of premium polarized sunglasses. So you see a pair of sunglasses, you're like, I like that. Wait, that's already a pretty good price. Oh, wait, why don't I use code YANKS? Save myself 35%. And now it's like, great. So, you know I'm not reading off a piece of paper. Go to shadyrays.com. Use code YANKS, 35% off. Code YANKS. Get yourself a pair. Summer's coming. Wow.
Summer's coming.
The weather is warming up, which means it's time to head to the ballpark. Root for the home team. Unless your team's on the road, then I guess go to that game. Either way, you should be using DraftKings. Our partners at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, all new customers who bet $5 will get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you use code JMBaseball. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use code JMBaseball. Bet just $5 on any wager and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's code JMBaseball only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
9 throws from the outfield to the infield so far this season. Let's watch.
This is
Haven't seen these, so
the opening day fear game.
I'm hoping the search that I did, there's a runner on first.
Hat ball.
Hat ball from Trent. And God damn it.
Okay, we don't love that. Athletic play by Jazz.
Why are they so close? Why are Volpe and Jazz so close?
Seems a little close. Okay, Bryce Terang. A lot of Trent action. Okay, that was some intensity from Trent. Almost nothing, but we take it.
Keeps the double play in order with
Yeah.
only 1 out. That's a smart
Threw
play.
to the right base.
Ball went to second base.
And it was a safe throw, like a double bounce, but that's fine. There's no runner. Okay? Runner on first, 2 outs. Down the line.
Judgy.
Plays the second there.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Felt
right
like
throw.
baseball. Down the line by Suarez. Dominguez gets it in the corner. Throws it in.
Okay, that was slow. Can you play that again? Everything about that just seemed like way too lackadaisical. I think he's very nervous of that corner.
In theory, that's like
I
the
think
new
I watched
part.
Brett Gardner do that. He's running, sliding, grabbing that, throwing it.
Yeah, I think a little lefty-righty there, too.
Yeah.
And I think that was just everyone was okay with the result.
I think that should be held to a single. Unless you...
I don't think so. I think that was pretty slow for like a double.
Okay.
Yeah, the ball was
I'm
hit
nitpicking.
pretty slow.
That was one more time.
Slow.
One more
it seems
time.
slower than you would think it would be. Like you really...
Like it's kind of dying those last bunch of hops.
Like it was barely
But
getting
what's
to the...
going on with that throw? Hold on.
Okay.
What play is this?
This is 4-0 Yanks.
Josh Naylor's hitting?
Top
April
of the second.
3rd, Diamondbacks game.
Eugenio Suarez is hitting.
Cookie
feel like-
Carrasco on the bump.
There's a lot of time between him getting the ball and then they cut to show the runners.
Let's see.
Gets the ball now.
Oh,
No, okay. I'm watching a different angle.
I think that's okay.
It's okay.
I think that's all fine.
I don't want to say these words.
Volpe's out there
been
telling
a-
him to throw to second.
It's been a lot going on this week.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good.
If anything, Dominguez's positioning I'd be interested in to start that play. Eugenio Suarez, as far as I know, is pretty decent pull.
They're like up the middle, like no one's covering the line.
Well, I guess that's what I would be. Now, let's put this all together. Eugenio Suarez spray chart. And I can do, he's heavy pull that I would, again, sometimes we go too little league. He's heavy pull.
Okay.
Probably could have had him over.
That play could be a lot more interested if Dominguez starts
15 feet over.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do the next one.
I like that.
You don't like that?
That was straight up.
Yeah. It was almost
Like
off
a comical.
It was off the lines.
Belly and right.
Belly versus Naylor.
That's good.
Okay.
That is, now I'm not knocking Belly here. It's more pro Judge. That is when we watched Judge throwing runners out from right field, that was the quintessential what it looked like.
Well, you saw Judge doesn't have to take that crow hop. That was the difference.
Yeah, it's just so casual.
You see Belly take the hop and the load where Judge it's already out.
They're in the right, Volpe's at the bag. Jazz is there. Everyone's lined
Didn't like
up.
the first one. Otherwise, we're okay.
It dies a little bit into the corner. That buys Naylor another second.
Is this Naylor again? Oh, no. Okay, keep Brian Hayes. We're in the Pittsburgh series. Down the line. Dominguez was a little in between there.
Peraza with the fake tag. Gotta love it.
Back pick. Yeah.
Well, as far as the throw and the relay, everything's fine there. It just he takes Fred Flintstone steps into the corner.
He's nervous into the corner.
Maybe
They
that's
just need to start him
fine.
closer.
Oh, they held him up.
Okay, that was baseball.
Yeah.
Held the runner at first with
Actually, is that Goldie at first?
Trill Warren.
Goal.
Yeah.
Because Goldie does who's the batter there? IKF?
That looks like
No.
O'Neill Cruz.
Sorry. IKF's coming up then. It looked like Goldie did
Deke.
in case he rounds first, he was ready to pick that. Yeah. That's great. I'm watching
O'Neill Cruz
High
very
Home.
fast.
Jazz is at first, Volpe's at second, all the bases are covered. That was actually really good. I think people would be very shocked. Like they'd probably think this exercise is dumb, but if you watched last year, it was awful.
This is IKF's
Yankees
wall
like-
ball.
Last year, Yankees actively mess up several of these plays.
What are you gonna do?
Looked like baseball.
Yeah, that one is.
Everything ended up where it was supposed to.
Is there one more? Or is that the last
This,
one?
I believe, coming up is the last one.
I feel like this one is the one I was worried about. If it is, that would be wild. Let's see. Belly gave up on this one. I think this is the play. Belly gave up on it. We didn't know if it was back or we believe in Trent. Does this ball get away? Oh, no, that's a good relay. Never mind.
Who
throws were good.
gets that relay? Does Jazz or because that
was
should be
Volpe.
so Jazz should be throwing that.
Jazz is the front cutoff man on here.
So maybe they need to
Gets
fix
to
that or
Volpe.
tell. Like the difference between Volpe and Jazz's arm is crazy, and it's not a knock. It's Jazz has a fucking rocket of an arm.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I don't know.
Like when Carlos Correa
Right.
with Houston, they foregoed traditional. If it's in right field, you throw it, I throw it. Carlos Correa was just the cutoff dude because his arm was that good.
Right.
So they're both there. I think that the outfielder and Jazz, and everyone needs to know, like, try to get this to Jazz, even if he's a little.
Yeah, that's it. It's a good question. I don't fully know the way that they're properly teaching relay throws on good teams. Jazz's arm strength last year, they don't have the numbers for this year, was 66 percentile. Volpe getting last year percentile. Who would have thought? 29th. So that is a big gap.
Yeah.
That's a big gap.
Yeah, Jazz should be the cutoff.
That I guess you're going to set up a double relay throw there. That is, I guess, is that on Trent to hit Jazz? Like, is
And
that
looks
a
like-
mistake?
Looks like Jazz jumps to try and grab that one.
Yeah.
And then because he misses it, now Volpe's catching it super low. So there's something there,
Yeah.
like that on that play, but Jazz should be the cutoff guy. If they're both
That-
to balls to center, especially, it should be Jazz.
Yes.
And that play where it got like messed up was just kind of in getting to the ball more than the actual throw. Like he was already going to third.
Yankees are a little stiff on the warning track.
A little
I had
stiff
to
on the
sum
track.
it up, chasing those balls down. A little stiff.
And hey, just a reminder, if you're looking for the hopefully defensive player comp for Anthony Volpe would be Dansby Swanson, who's won Gold Glove how many times? I know not your favorite award, but 2-time Gold Glove winner. Volpe's halfway there. Dansby 30th% arm strength, so you can play good shortstop at the major league level with that, but everything else has to be really good.
Yeah,
And Volpe's been showing that.
been fine. I have no qualms with his arm at the position of shortstop. I just, when he's paired up with Jazz should get most of those outfield assist throws. You should try to set up your defense to do that.
And make sure you check out the vlog at the end of this week, because there was an initial spill with my coffee that was just Jakey dumb stuff. I pushed in the cap and I nubbed it up, and then it spilled on me. And then when we took our mini break there, just knocked the whole thing over the desk. It's a lot of coffee on the desk right now.
I wish I could show you some of these from last year with Soto and God, what a mess! Just watch the game 1-1 again. Winning run.
Jim, I thought you were done with that.
What a mess.
Don't
Past is the past.
do that.
Yeah, it's better. They're like never in a line here, the two of them. All right. Go Yanks. They got to win, Jake. I'm actually very worried about the series, so.
I understand. I just
Scooble in the cold.
Scooble freezing. I feel like there can be a day in mid-May when we're like, remember the freezing awful Tiger series? What the hell was that?
This, what was it, 2018 or 2019? It's going deep where they got swept in Detroit and it was like rainy and gross and we were
It's like this time of year-ish. I think 18.
No, it's my fondest Yankee memory in Detroit. I think it was the 2021 Ms. Yankees that were struggling so much that I think the Tigers dropped an infield pop-up in the first inning and the Yankees scored, and everyone on Yankees Twitter was like, yeah, baby.
We've done it.
Don't let us get hot.
That was a good memory. Do they always play Detroit in terrible weather?
I guess if they get them anytime early in the year, New York and Detroit both are kind of tough in April.
They played one game in Detroit in 2018, and the rest got rained out April 13th.
Oh, they had to go back for.
Then they had to go back
doubleheader
for
later.
a 4-game set. There was one year, maybe it was 19, I don't know, where like everything was good, and it was like besides that one Detroit series. They played them April 1st, April 2nd, April 3rd in 2019 and lost 2. Maybe that was like, it was like bizarre lineups. That's kind of what I remember.
Oh yeah, was that 21 where it was like
Really
just
bad.
punt series and
Ooh,
nobody
they thought they
pitched?
were so good in 21. They did so many punt series. Yeah, no, wait. It was what you're talking about, Beebs, because I remember me and Jake like saying that as we went, like maybe if we didn't punt the 3 games in Detroit, that had to be 21.
Oh,
And
that
So
they-
like they
was
pitched 3 not real starters.
That was insane.
Yes, here it is. May 28th through 29th last year. Detroit, they got swept,
They called up fake players.
and it was the biggest punt series in the world.
It was like actually insulting.
Like, it was literally their strategy was to use AAA guys to, like, rest for a Boston series or something.
Yes, I think, yeah. They called up Davey and Abreu, and they split a game. And then game 3, King was the opener for Nestor, and then Nick Nelson they used.
Different
And
guy at the time.
they had Tampa and then Boston coming up next. So they
Yes.
literally saved all their pitching
Getting
for
ready
that
for the division.
and gave away 3 games in the process and then tied for the wild card and lost the home field because of a tiebreaker. And we kept saying, like, maybe don't give away a series in Detroit.
One of those games.
So I guess that's why this series has, with
Okay.
the rain delays and the weather, like, I feel like the Yankees early in Detroit hasn't been a fun time. Punchline. Indicator. I didn't make a joke, though.
Nick Nelson. All right.
All right. Nick Nelson, Steven Ridings on a boat.
Man, those
Rolling-
Rays and Red Sox series
Rolling
after went
slow
bad.
through the fog.
That's what made it worse.
It didn't help.
Because the radio guy's tagline for literally 90 years was you can't predict baseball. And they tried to predict baseball.
4 games
That's for you.
split with the Rays. They barely won the games they won.
We're not talking about 2021 ever again. That's what I always say.
Or the
That's-
World Series.
That's what I always say. See you later. Go Yanks. Goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Knock around schoolboy.
Why not?
He hates the cold. Where's he from? I think he's from cold.
I think he's from cold,
I
right?
think he was born in the cold. Oh, Seattle.
Cold,
That's cool.
Not as cold as you think.
but rainy and cold.
Damp.
Dreary. He likes bad weather.